But there is going to be no Cade Cunningham, as far as I know. He's got the collapsed lung, and he's out until like playoffs start. I think I heard.
That's right. Yeah.
They're not even going to reevaluate him for 2 more weeks. Never mind having come
That's
back.
right. That's what. Hey, sometimes there's some young guy that wants to show and prove and say, "Hey, I'm here." Right?
Okay.
That's an opening for a new star, and we are playing professionals. But yes, without cutting that, because he is a problem. So now that you just reminded me that he's out of there, maybe I should switch that to a W.
Well, are you officially switching it? Because I did put
I'm
him.
officially switching in. Raptors, I'm with you all the way, boys. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Raptors in Black and White. As always, we've got the coach in the house, Head Swag.
Howdy, 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 folks.
Yours truly, Slang, talking about the week that was and the week to come for the Toronto Raptors. Now, Raptors have luckily turned it around. We were in a little bit of a free fall there for a minute. We actually fell out of the playoffs and into the play-in for a few days. Luckily, past few games, we've managed to turn that around. We beat up on Phoenix, which was a very nice victory for us because that's one of the teams over 500 that we haven't had the best success against so far this season.
This season, that's
And
right.
then somehow we pulled out a win against Detroit as well, even with Cade still in the game. That was before he went down with his collapsed lung situation, and then pummeled the Bulls. Almost had a 4 game winning streak as we just barely lost to the Denver Nuggets on Friday, which was a game that we led most of the game. They got ahead a couple of times, but man, I thought the Raptors had that one in the bag. Anyway, what do you
Yeah,
think about the Raptors play?
it was definitely a toss up that game. It was a back and forth fight, and we looked good. I think our starters all had double digit points. We played very well. They played collectively, but once again, they need to play for those 4 quarters. That last 2 minutes when it's the best part. Some of my friends, I know a good friend of mine, he doesn't even want to watch games until it's the last 2, 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. And these guys just sort of collapse. That's when they're supposed to put it together like Voltron, but unfortunately we fell short. And that's what stopped our beautiful 3 game winning streak from there.
Yeah, no, it would have been nice. I mean, once again, we've talked about this and we were talking a little bit before the Canadian on Canadian crime. Jamal Murray went a little
Oh yeah.
haywire there. Pardon me, 31 overall, and it was at the end of the game. But even Tim Hardaway, that was the most annoying. Like
That's
the
right.
inconsistency of the Raptors bench drives me nuts. But I hate it even more to see someone that doesn't always have this kind of a game come in against the Raptors and
And
like,
then have a game. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that he was just hitting shots, he's hitting threes, he's hitting contested threes. It was like daggers too, where I'm like, oh,
I know, and he doesn't usually. Usually, you're like leave him open, he's gonna miss it, but no, all of a sudden it's like I said, like what you just said. It's like people see that it's the Raptors, the team that's outside of the U.S., and their cape gets put on for some reason. Well, anyways, we got our buddy in Miami. At least the 81 is not bad. We got 83, so we should have no more talks about the Raptors being dumped on.
that's hilarious. Yeah, hopefully that will help get rid of some of our misery. And at least every time someone scores close to that, they won't automatically be showing Kobe highlights.
That's right.
Raptors.
That's right.
But yeah, no, Jamal Murray had 31 in that game, and it seemed like the Raptors. If like I'm looking at the box score, if Barnes just hit a couple more shots, like he wasn't too bad. He had 15 points. Like you're right, everyone had double digits. 19 from Ingram, 18 from Barrett. Scotty had 15. Jakob Pertl has really turned it on the last few games.
Oh,
He had 23 in that game. And
oh boy.
again,
And I have to give it to Pirtle. I was always poking the bear, and oh boy, since he's come back from injury, he is a big. Believe me, I'm so glad we didn't give him up. I think what did he score the other day? Didn't he have like 25 and 17 rebounds or something? He's playing big. I like that. I definitely like that.
yes, I mean, so since we're talking about it, in the Denver game, he had 23 and 11 rebounds. But before that, who's this against the Bulls? He 17 and 8 rebounds. But the real crazy game was against Detroit. He just went nuts and had 21 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists. Like, sweet. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I'm telling you.
But in that Denver game, I mean, if only we had had just
I know.
Scotty or RJ.
And see, I know you're saying we need
One
those
of,
guys to step up and score, but to me, defense wins championships. Stop their star players. Like you said, if they stop Mr. Canadian, if he only had 25 points, I think we would have had a W. You know what I mean?
sure, yeah, because even the
Right?
other,
And he
like,
had a couple of big threes there. I think he had a teardrop that put the nail in the coffin. Stop the Stars, Raptors, and we got ourselves some contention for some for the chip, for the cup.
yeah. Well, we should. It's funny, actually. I just scrolled a little further on the box score on my other computer over here, and not only was it Canadian on Canadian crime, but the other thing that we say keeps happening is former Raptor. I even see Bruce Brown suddenly had 12 against us in that game
See,
as well, and it's like I think the Raptor coaches need to be aware of this. They need to actually strategize and game for how many ex-Raptors do they have on their team?
that's right.
How
That's
many
right.
Canadians are on their team? We need to stop them. For some reason, they step up against us. It's crazy.
Right, right.
Yeah, because we pummeled the Bulls. Like that was an end-to-end victory. There was even a bunch of garbage time in that game. These
What we know, teams under 500, we
guys.
usually you know what I mean? So that's not a problem. We want to do that to teams above 500, or at least contend, make it a game, make you lose by one, make them sweat, make those teams know, hey, we are here and we are here to stay. All
Mhm.
right. If you don't pull up your socks, we are going to take your head off. Once the Raptors gets that, and our big three, they are playing big. I just need Ingram now because Barrett has been playing up. We need Ingram now. We need that 40 point, like you said, we need one of those big threes to say between Scotty, between Barrett, between BI. Hey, I'm going to put my cape on. Don't worry, boys. Buckets are coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it seems to be that they figured it out, I think. I mean, again, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt in the Denver game as a little hiccup. They've also, though, tightened up the rotation. So in that Detroit game, which was a major victory, like I was watching
That's
it
right.
just praying that we could actually win finally and just be like, let's make some kind of a statement. Because I'm even
That's right.
watching, like, some of the guys in the broadcast in the States, Fox Sports again. They were doing a sort of tiers of who they think title pie, I think is what that thing's called, or something like that, where they're giving percentages of which teams they think are win. They don't even give the Raptors a hope. But then not only that, they were insulting them by saying they had them in a category of NBA TV. They were like, any Raptors playoff games, they're going to be on NBA TV because they're so insignificant. They're not going to get any network games.
They're not gonna get no network games. I know, and that's what I want. I want the Raptors to say, listen, listen, we're here to earn our respect. We want you to respect us, and you know what I mean. So once
Yeah,
the big boys do that, and we're right there. The taste is right there. These guys they're like at the top of the hill, just ready to go down the hill. But they just got to get over that. Like I said, once they could share the sugar a little bit better and know that hey, collectively, hey, we're gonna spread our wings and lock down these stars on these teams. I'm telling you, we're going to be a team to be reckoned with. They
yeah.
see it coming already. They see it coming, but it's gotta come now. Bottom line, playoff time is here. I think we're less than what 13 games or something left.
13
It's time
games,
to
actually.
shine.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go through the 13 games all the time. I just dropped my pen.
And we
We
and we got the Suns coming tonight at 9 o'clock too. So
we've got the
it,
Suns tonight. We've Yeah, we've got Utah. We've got some games that I think we could possibly win. I don't know if we're going to win the Suns, but quickly before we go on to that, I just wanted to talk about the rotation because looking at this Detroit game, they
Mhm.
went to 9 deep. That's it, 9 players. They only had 4 guys come off the bench in that one. Grady
Okay.
Dick has sadly lost his place in the rotation. He's gone. I don't know if he's ever coming back again. I'm hoping that someday, because I don't know why we get these white guys that are 3-point assassins, and then for some reason they come to our team and we can't make it work. He was 40%, I think, in college, and
I know. And
he's
the
been
thing
going
is,
down.
he'll get shipped to Utah or Boston, and he'll be their sixth man of the year. That's
That's what I worry about. That's what I worry about.
that.
But if you remember, there was another guy, and as of course I'm going to make a reference. I don't remember his name, but there was this other guy we had like that. He came from like Europe or something, and he had some ridiculously high number of uncontested threes, and we just could not get him to work either. And then he went off to Chicago and somewhere and actually did okay.
And did okay. Yeah,
Uh, yeah, he was more of a hope and a prayer sort of
that's
piece,
right.
but when he would get, you'd see him in practice, like he's sitting there in the warm up. I mean, he's like nothing but net
I
on
know they
everything.
shoot them like it's layups there, but then in the game when they something listen, I'm a coach and I'll agree with that. In practices, some guys you'll see them and you're like, this guy should be going league all day. But something happens when game time and pressure and they see refs, the stripes of the refs. I don't know, man. All of a sudden you're like, this guy who's in practice who scores 35 points against our best and now could only pull off 6 points in a game. Yeah, it's weird, the psyche of that part of the game.
Yeah, again, that's the other thing. I think the Raptors should invest in some scouting for ex-Raptor slash Canadian players, and then spend a whole bunch of money on psychologists and psychiatrists, and just have everybody sit. I don't know if they need to meditate or they need to just actually hypnotize them. Maybe a hypnotist would be good too. Uh, you can play 48 minutes.
Right? Yeah.
You can hit your shot when there's only a couple minutes left in the fourth quarter. That would be excellent and useful. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
they've
And believe it, some of the great teams did that. Lakers did that. Jordan
yeah.
during his time, they did that. They all sat and meditated. So you're onto something there. You're
Hmm.
definitely onto something.
All right, well, we got to get Darko watching these podcasts, because I swear Nick Nurse used to watch mine.
I swear, I seen him on here one time. Right, right. Big up to the Raptors. Big up to the coach too.
Darko, talking to you. Yeah. So, and then rotation wise, I mean, Jacoby Walter has taken he's grabbed the spot. It's funny, against Detroit, I'm looking, he only had 3 points, but that's because they really were heavy on Brandon Ingram. I mean, he was in the 39 minutes of that game with 34 points, but they seem to
That's
have
right.
gone to Mamu, Jamal Shed, Jacoby Walter, and then Battle has been getting some of Dick's minutes. Mogbo got into that Detroit game, but I think that was maybe they just needed somebody to go against Duran there in the paint, because with no Colin Murray Boyles, obviously he's the one that's going to take that spot and be the other rotational guy. I think they're going,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mamu,
Make
Chet,
him get back because
Walter,
you said
CBM.
it. His CMB is definitely a energizer bunny, man. And Mambu, he's gotten his place. I've seen him hit. At first, I was like, Mambu, why is he trying to hit threes? But he's worked on his game. He gives us one or two once in a while, and he's another workhorse. You know what I mean? Another guy the Raptors have, but he's been down in the 905 league, wrecking up the place. I think he just scored 32 points on Friday for the 905 team is AJ, but we ain't seen nothing of him up on this side of the league. So let's see. The Raptors have some options. It's just they got to collectively put it together and make it happen.
Yeah, I don't think AJ was in the building against Chicago. That's what we were saying. He didn't even make it into garbage time in that game. Where, as you
That's
said,
right.
even Grady Dick got 10 minutes in that one, and Garrett Temple had 7, and Mogbo had 7. Even
And
Trey
Magua at
Jackson
seven.
Davis
That's
got
right.
5 minutes in that one. But yeah, but then he tightened it up again against the Nuggets, where we were winning most of the game. Oh, sorry, hold on, I'm looking at the wrong. Here we go. Yeah, again, 9 deep. He only went with Mamu, Battle in that one instead of Mogbo, Jamal Shed, and Jacoby Walter. So this seems to be the mix going forward. And then, like I said, I imagine CMB getting into that fold when he comes back. So
When he comes
I don't,
back.
I can't say I don't like it. Walter's been pretty decent on defense. He seems to be. Jamal Shed maybe got into his head, and he's got his hands all working. He seems to always be flicking and trying to irritate and deflect and pry the ball loose. And
Yep,
That
and
was
he's been
tough.
hitting that open shot once in a while.
Yeah,
He's woken up, and you know what? He's woken up at the right time. Okay,
yeah,
if there's any time to wake up, it's now. Spring is here. Playoffs are around the corner. You want to show and prove who you are? Now is the time to do so.
yeah. He was 4 of 5 from 3 point against Denver. So
See,
he's not the reason we lost. We just needed, yeah, Barrett or Barnes or one of those guys. I can't even say Quickly, man. Quickly had 15 points. Like he's been great. He's been
and he's
almost
been
living up
great.
to his contract. Like exciting. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, like I said, we got the pieces. We're working together, and like you said, against Denver, we really can't complain. They lost by I think 7 points there, but our team they played as a collective team, and that's what we need, right? That's going forward. If they play like that all the time, they're gonna see more W's than L's. Bottom line.
yeah, actually only lost by 6, and that makes it look like it was closer than that even. I think, like you know what I mean. It
That's
was
right.
the weird friggin' fouling and all that crap
That's
at the
right.
end of the game that made it 6.
That made it stretch out a little more.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. All right, so where we are now currently sitting in a playoff spot. We are comfortably in fifth place. Atlanta's in sixth. We're a full game ahead of them. They're on a little bit of a tear. But I am glad that Orlando was also coming up, but suddenly they seem to have been stomped back down.
No, yeah.
And we got a little bit of the ability to hold our own destiny in our hands with Miami games coming up. So we've got 13 more games. I want to run through here quickly. Who do you think we win? I've got who I think we're going to beat. But as I tell you the team, let me know if you think victory or loss. All right. So
Oh,
tonight,
sure.
as you said, we are at the Suns. What do you think happens there?
I think we're taking a W tonight. We love our Sunday wins. It's a Sunday. It's a late game. The Raptors seem to play good on a Sunday. I don't know if it's because it's a family day or something, or the start of the week. They seem to they seem to like the Sunday. So I say we're going down. We're going down there and we're taking that W.
All right, I'm keeping track of these, by the way, so we're going to revisit it next week and the week after.
No problem.
All right, because I have them losing. I think we embarrassed them in the last game against them last week, and so
Uh-huh.
I feel like, and I heard maybe Dylan Brooks is going to be back too. So I have them taking an L, but hey, I obviously would love a victory.
I
Okay,
think we got the Sun's numbers, man. We like the Sun. Okay, the Sun gives us energy. We're gonna take that and we're gonna whoop their ass straight
nice.
up.
Uh, okay, so then we're at Utah.
And then we're at Utah the next day. Now playing back to back our Raptors. Now I think is where we're gonna take an L.
Oh
The
no.
Raptors, I know our guys on back to back games. It's weird to say that. It might reverse on me, but I know being on the road and going from one town to the other town is a little strenuous. So if there's any game to lose, it might be that one there. But let's see what happens.
Okay, that's funny. So I had them winning that one.
Okay.
And then we're going to be at Clippers. What do you think?
And then at Clippers,
Yeah.
I listen. Wow, wow. In LA, I think. Woo, that is a toss up. You know what? I'm going for the W. I'm going for the W. We're going against Leonard. Yes, I think Leonard's giving us our W. I
That
think Leonard will sit down by the third quarter and say he has a leg cramp, and we got that W.
is why we're on two separate pages here. It's so funny. So far, I'm nervous again with my. I think obviously Kawhi Leonard is on a tear the last few
Hmm.
months. Like
Since the All-Star break,
great.
he's woken up.
Yes, and even during the All Star break too, when
Right,
bananas.
that's right. That's right.
Um, and so I again worry about the former Raptor. Like I think that Kawhi Leonard is so mentally tough. Unfortunately, he's not physically tough. His body is a disaster in shambles. But I think he's got the mental toughness that he's going to be like, I'm not letting the Raptors win. So I've got us losing that one. Then we're okay. Then we're versus New Orleans. What do you think?
Oh yeah, and now you're talking about revenge games. Hey, New Orleans just tapped us, so I think we're definitely gonna have to give them back a little medicine to make them know. And I think Bi because he wasn't that great in that game, I think he wants to make them know that hey, you know what, I got to take one of those. They're not taking both.
I
I got
can't.
a lot of W's. You know why I got a lot of W's is because we
Why?
just took an L from Denver and we are playing good ball right now. So I think we're gonna have more wins. That's what I'm thinking in these
Okay.
last 13 than L's.
I have us with more wins, but I am again. It's funny. So far, we are not in sync at all. I
At
have
all.
losing to the New Orleans because I worry that that last game was a statement by them and that they've actually got their stuff together where I don't know. They sadly could be a little bit better than us. They've got some players that were hitting it, and I do worry about us mentally. Like I think Brandon Ingram maybe goes there and sadly can't get out of his own head and doesn't deliver a game because it's his former team and he's trying to show out and do it all. And so
And
I've got us losing that. But again, I hope that we win every single game that we play. Obviously, I hope you know that.
yes, I know,
Uh,
I know.
all right,
We're
so
just stating the facts.
now here's where okay, again, I don't want to tip you off on what I've got. So next we've got versus Orlando. What do you think happens?
Versus Orlando. And ooh, what did we do the last time against Orlando? So and wait, do we have Orlando at home or
Yeah,
in
sorry. When
Orlando?
I'm saying versus or versus at, I'll say versus or at. So we're
Okay,
versus is where they're hosting. We are hosting them.
we're
Jesus.
hosting them. So
Yeah.
another W. Man, I am the W king right now with our
Hey,
Raptor.
WWW. Okay, so there I agree with you. I think we're beating Orlando. I think Orlando they've got some problems. I mean, their German guy came back, but they're not playing. They're up and down. They're not consistent.
They're
Um,
inconsistent. That's right.
yeah. All right. Then we've got at Detroit. What do you think happens there? Now,
And
don't forget.
now I think we're gonna take not a W. We're gonna take an L there. I think in Detroit they're tough. They're like us. They're tough at home. They're very tough at home, man. And I don't know. I think Detroit just seems to. I think they're a little bit tougher than us. Although I think they're number one, right? In the East.
They are still number one in the East, but don't forget, I was going to caveat it before you made your uh, prognosis or prognostication. But there is going to be no Kate Cunningham, as far as I know. He's got the collapsed lung, and he's out until like playoffs start. I think I heard. They're just
That's right. Yeah.
they're not even going to reevaluate him for 2 more weeks. Never mind having come
That's
back.
right. That's what. Hey, sometimes you're some young guy that wants to show and prove and say, "Hey, I'm here." Right?
Okay.
That's an opening for a new star, and we are playing professionals. But yes, without cutting that, because he is a problem. So now that you just reminded me that he's out of there, maybe I should switch that to a W.
Well, are you officially switching it? Because I did put
I'm
an
officially switching in. Raptors, I'm with you all the way, boys. Let's go.
all right, all right. I'm going to put your little X in a box there
Do you
because
not see in the look in the bottom left hand corner? It says "Wrap it up." We are on
I
the
hear you.
13 wrap it up games right now.
Hey, man, awesome, awesome. I do think that they could win that one. So, but I mean, Tobias Harris, sadly, sometimes is a problem for us also, which makes me crazy because I used to love when they gave him a max contract in Philly and totally
That's right.
up their whole process because they really didn't know what they were doing as management. But he still sadly can do stuff against us, and they do have Duran, and they've got some other guys that come off the bench. So, but yeah, I have the Raptors beating Detroit in Detroit, and then we are going to be hosting Sacramento.
In Sacramento, oh come on, that's a cakewalk, I believe. Especially in the West coming to eat, coming north. Yeah, oh yeah, in our house. Oh yeah, we got that. That's a W.
I agree with you there that we win. And then we're at Memphis.
And then we're at Memphis.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, we're taking an L there. I'll take that. We'll take an L there.
Really?
Yeah.
Memphis. Hold on, let me look at the standings. I was beating Memphis. Memphis is like they're not even in the play-in at the moment out west.
They're not even in the play-in, but I don't know. Sometimes the Raptors, those odd
Okay.
down south teams, I know.
Not trying to argue. Not trying to argue. So I have us beating Memphis. Then we are at Boston.
Then we're at, but see, I want us to
Possibly
be.
Tatum's back too because he's been playing some minutes. He's
He's been
working on
playing.
back
I know, and Tatum's back. And I love that we're taking that. We need to take these big games. I want these big games, man. And we've lost, I think, two to Boston right now, so we need a W against Boston.
Yeah, they might have even beaten us all 3 times we played them.
All three times, right? That's right. That's what I mean. You got
Yeah,
it. They've beat us
so
all three times.
they,
That's right.
they stomp us. Okay, and then a couple of must wins, I think, because especially depending on where the standings end up. Right now Miami, as we said, is in ninth. They were nipping at our heels, but we're
Yeah.
now a solid 2 games ahead of them. But we play Miami in the. I guess maybe we were home and home with them last time we played them like this. Now we're doing that same thing where we're playing them twice in a row, both in Toronto. Uh,
Right.
what do you think happens there?
Oh yeah, we're taking both, man. We're taking both.
I agree. I was taking both of those. They seem to have some injuries. They have weird, like their players aren't all playing. Even in that game,
Not all playing, and they don't play for 4 quarters. I know they'll come out hot, and then by the third quarter, they're steamed out.
yeah,
So
yeah. Bam had that 83 even because their team was decimated. Like they had no.
you got it. It just showed that it was a one-man band. Okay, bam, go crazy.
I think they could have focused on him and stopped him. But anyway, um, so then we've got two more. We've got at the New York Knickerbockers as our second last game of the year.
I don't know, man. Knicks look like they got our number, man. Every time I want us to win against the Knicks, I went to two Knicks games this year, and the Knicks have run away. They cannot stop. I call him Mighty Mouse 2.0. We cannot stop that man. If we could stop that, like I said, if our guys learn to shut down stars of teams, we got a lot of W's coming. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, well, and somehow Mikal Bridges like just goes off against us. Like I was watching something where they were bashing the Mikal Bridges trade for the Knicks. I think Stephen A. Smith even was all over it. And I'm like,
That's
what?
right.
Obviously, I'm not following the Knicks, but I am following the Raptors. And like he pummeled us. I was shocked. I had to go look at some scores and say, oh my gosh, wow. So somehow against the Raptors, he excels and destroys us. And then he goes
Well, I'll
dormant
tell
for like the
you,
rest
if
of
you
the
if
game.
you do your scout report on the Raptors, how much threes do we give away? When we close it on threes, we're like, oh, here, just take it.
Yeah,
And he's a three weapon, so he's like, hey, I love this. I'm gonna. So once, like I said, the boys know what to do. Do and say are two different things.
yeah.
Once they learn to do, we're gonna get some more W's, and I hope they're watching this.
Yeah, well, I've seen progress, so yeah, we're going in the right direction.
That's
Okay, so
right. And we are heading. The ball is definitely rolling in the right direction. I agree.
you're saying a loss against the Knicks because we also have the friggin' OG factor as well, former Raptor situation.
Former Raptor, they just seem to always have one of their players that go off that just makes them go over the top on us.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. OG. The problem with OG when he was here, I always felt was his inconsistency, and for somehow he seems to find consistency against the Raptors.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
just annoying.
Everybody seems to pummel the Raptors when it comes time. I know.
Uh, Again, okay, and then our last game of the year. So we agree. Sorry, both of us taking a loss against New York, and then
Yep.
last game of the year versus Brooklyn. So we're at home against the Nets.
Oh, and you know what? We're taking that. We're taking that. Definitely. That's a low ball team. We're gonna end with the cherry on top, and that will set us up for our nice. I think we'll be. What do you think? Fourth, fifth?
I would love to be able to get fourth, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Cleveland, with somehow James Harden has breathed some life into them and some hope. I think we're going to hang on to fifth though. So I mean, yeah, you've got us possibly even moving up one. You've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. You have us going 10-3 over the last
And
game.
and three, which will make
Yeah.
us what? I think even third or fourth in that division if we pull that off right now.
I mean, it depends. Yeah, the Knicks could keep winning. I don't know what their schedules are. But yeah, I have us going 8-13. So still, I think we're going to hang on to fifth. If we could move up to fourth and have home court, that would be really good and advantageous against us because I do think we have a chance to beat Cleveland. We seem to have beaten them enough. And if we have our team organized with the new rotation that we're doing, mentally we could go into that series thinking we could win. And then I think we could actually pull it off on the court.
And we have the pieces. I know Cleveland is playing tough. They got Spidey, which is one man, but collectively we got three versus that one. So like you said, I think in the long run, the series goes on, it drags out, we start learning more about each other. I think the Raptors, like you said, have that upper hand if that's who we're facing.
Yeah, I don't think we have a chance in the second round, unless maybe somehow we luck out and we can play a Cade Cunningham-less Detroit in round two, maybe.
Hey, I've this year I've seen Barnes do some basketball IQ stuff, and he's evolving. So if, like I said, if playoffs come and like I said, if our guys wake up a little bit more, who knows? Who knows? When the train leaves that station, just like in 2019, it's not stopping until it reaches the top. So let's see what happens.
All right, well, as I've said, I will keep my fingers crossed and let's see what happens tonight against Phoenix. And anyone here that is still this far in the video, we really, really appreciate it. Our views were going, the right direction for weeks and weeks there. I don't know, we had a little bit of a hiccup with our last one. But let's come on, get us back on track and please subscribe and like the video, hit us with some comments. You know what to do. Come
Raptor people, till next time.
on. Exactly. All right. Thank you, Coach. We'll see you next week.
Deuces.